I'm not worried about the speed, I'm just worried about the effort on the gun. Eyes and ears, stand by. All right, didn't look crazy, right? And that's a 117 without really trying that much, because it was a very efficient movement to the gun, minimal hesitation, and the sufficient effort. All right, and that's a 90. All right, and then the rest is getting on target, trigger's already prepped, break the shot. When I see a little bit of red in the circle, I'm gonna let it go. Now let's talk about efficiency. How do we make our draw more efficient? Remember those 5 principles of kinetic efficiency we talked about? Integrated action, economy of motion, sufficient effort, management of momentum. Elimination of hesitation is the 5th one. And then the 6th one is monitoring tension. But that happens throughout the whole thing, right? If we're tense where we don't need to be tense, it will impede the efficiency of our movement. So let's talk about the draw and utilizing those principles. When our hand goes to the gun, this is where we see a lot of this. Watch real carefully. We see way too much effort. And then when we have a lot of effort, if I do that repeatedly, I might be low on the gun. I might do something like this, where I'm literally over the top of the gun. My fingers aren't even wrapped around because the effort was too great. I can't consistently repeat that. So let's talk about how much effort is really necessary. Everyone has a free pocket. I don't care if it's in the front or behind your back. Just put your hand in a pocket. How much effort was that? Let's think about using that same level of effort in terms of putting our hand on the gun. Here we go. Very, very, very easy, very consistent and repeatable. We're just gonna stand, hands at sides, and we're gonna put our hand onto our gun, just like placing our hand in our pocket. You guys ready? Control hand goes to that intercept position, stand by, and go. You should have defeated any retention devices at this point. All right, let's do that again. Stand by, and go. Not that hard, right? Now, here's an efficiency point. Just lift the elbow a little faster, but again, with just enough effort. So we're just gonna lift the elbow up like a string is attached to the elbow. Think about a string attached to the elbow. You're a puppet and it comes right up. All right, let's do that. Stand by. See how automatically the hand goes to the gun? Hands in front. Again, if the elbow is lifted up by a string, it's gonna come right to the same place. Hands in front. Right? Pretty simple. So when we're talking about the draw, that first step should not take any more than 0.4 of a second. In fact, it could be even faster. Try to start moving at the beginning of the beep. All right? The beep is about 0.3 of a second. I'd like you to try to get your hand on the gun before the beep ends. Are you ready? Here we go. Okay, again, stand by. So we've eliminated hesitation, which is one of the principles of kinetic efficiency. As soon as we detect a stimulus, whether it's audible or visual or tactile, we start moving. So that's the first part of building efficiency in our draw. So if we add that component to the draw, it's gonna look very, very different. All right, that first step of the draw, how critical is that? To get proper grip and defeat the retention devices. For cops, it's very critical. I'm not worried about the speed, I'm just worried about the effort on the gun. Eyes and ears, stand by. All right, didn't look crazy, right? And that's a 117 without really trying that much, because it was a very efficient movement to the gun, minimal hesitation, and the sufficient effort. Copy? All right, and that's a 90. All right, and then the rest is Getting on target, trigger's already prepped, break the shot. When I see a little bit of red in the circle, I'm gonna let it go. Hands at sides, are you ready? Stand by. Nicely done. Let's do that a few more reps. Stand by.
If you like the video, visit the online training page on our website or check the calendar section to sign up for our in-person courses. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.